Joe Imbriano. I want to thank the people that put this resolution together, and I know that they're sincerely well-intentioned because I know they care about the world in which they live, as do I. I used to ride my bike from Garden Grove next to the 22 freeway down to the beach when I was a child, and sometimes second stage smog alerts. Back then they didn't have the titanium alloys. I had a steel Schwinn. It was pretty heavy. Needless to say, my lungs hurt when I got home. We don't have that brown haze on the horizon anymore. We don't have the smog alerts that we did. The air's cleaner than it's ever been. I will tell you, though, that what we didn't have back then that we have now is the geoengineering activities that are impacting our climate. The reality is climate change is real. It is happening before our eyes, and you want to know something? If you open yours, you can see how it's being accomplished. Geoengineering activities at high altitudes involve phased array radar, NEXRAD facilities hitting metallic nanocompounds being dispersed at high altitudes. They alter the jet stream. They alter the weather patterns. There are patents for this technology. It's all available online on the FullertonInformer.com. You just search under geoengineering. It's all there. The reality is there were treaties signed over weather warfare decades ago. If we want to be serious about climate change, this city, and I've repeated this here before and I'll say it again tonight, we need to look into geoengineering and stop it from taking place over our airspace. That's a fact. In terms of carbon emissions, a lot of the data out there is all over the place. I know for a fact that carbon dioxide is plant food. And I know from growing up as a child in Garden Grove with my father, who was an Italian immigrant who loved his garden and had a wonderful greenhouse that occupied most of our backyard, that the more carbon dioxide you have in there, the better the tomatoes grow. How do I know? I had a friend of mine that worked at the hospital, and we brought a CO2 tank home, and we opened that sucker up on more than one occasion, and I watched what happened to those tomatoes. It was amazing. This system that we live in is a closed system. It was created by God, and it was made to be in perfect unison as a perfectly functioning machine, and as long as you don't tinker with it too much, it self-regulates. Look at the sky. All of what we're being told, you've got to take with a grain of salt and consider the source. I'm going to mention a word here tonight that's not something that's going to be on the tip of people's tongue, but it's called Agenda 21. It's called Sustainable Development. And it involves getting us all into these compact cities so they can irradiate us, so they can inject us, so they can dose our water, so they can spray us with pesticides and tell us what to eat and what to think. 95% of the United States is rural open space. If we're going to proceed with any type of resolution, we need to be balanced in terms of the reality of what it entails and what it's based on. Thank you.